It is my honor, to welcome all to the 32nd commencement exercises of Beacon College. I am Dr. Shelley Chandler, Provost, and it's my privilege to serve as the Master of Ceremonies for this joyous yet solemn event. It is my pleasure to first introduce the Orlando Brass Quintet to lead us in the national anthem. May I ask all gathered to please stand. Please be seated. We are called together to recognize and affirm the achievements of the college's class of 2022. Each graduate celebrated today has completed their collegiate preparation under the veil of a worldwide pandemic that threaten the very fabric of our society and the organizations and structures upon which civilization depends. Your fortitude and accomplishments in the face of the most uncertain times inspires awe. As with the classes of 2020 and 2021, who commenced last October, you leave us with a special legacy of courage, perseverance, and community that cannot be forgotten or duplicated. For this, all at Beacon College say thank you for your fidelity and sense of purpose in navigating and prevailing in the midst of these extraordinary times. However visionary, it is very doubtful that the college's founders could have conceived of a national emergency like COVID, or the tools, the nimbleness, and the willpower that would have been brought to bear on a problem of this magnitude. The outcomes on campus of the past 2 years bear testimony to the direction and wisdom of the founders' successors, Beacon College's Board of Trustees. Our board, as Beacon's institutional fiduciaries, weighed and adopted the policies that kept us safe while remaining unyielding in our commitment to advancing Beacon's exceptional mission without compromise. It is my privilege to call upon Dr. Dan Averbeck, the chair of Beacon's Board of Trustees, to offer the board's greetings and congratulatory message to our graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Chandler, and good morning. What a day for a celebration. It is indeed a special honor to welcome all gathered here today to recognize the achievements of the Beacon College class of 2022. I extend my greetings on behalf of my colleagues who serve with understandable pride on the college's Board of Trustees. At the outset, let me express my sincere gratitude to the parents, guardians, and grandparents of our graduates. Indeed, it was you that trusted that Beacon College was a place where your young adults could not only find acceptance, but also as the place where they could embrace the challenge that life thrust upon them and turn those challenges into opportunities to discover their unique strengths. And what unprecedented challenges life has thrust upon you during your years at Beacon. Well before the pandemic, I asked you graduates to go back some 5 or 6 years to a year when most of you were about to finish high school. How many of you, if you are honest with yourselves, had some doubts about whether you would someday be a college graduate? For me, I must go back over 50 years to a time when I wasn't sure I would even go to college. And what about you parents, grandparents, and guardians of our new graduates? How many of you had some doubts about whether your student would someday graduate from a college? So what we celebrate today is certainly your academic accomplishment, but I believe it's so much more. People often ask, what is the secret sauce that makes Beacon and its graduates so successful? From where I stand today, I'd have to say it's the courage to take risks, overcome your own and others' doubts, and reach for the life abundant. When I joined the Beacon community back in 2012, there were certainly doubts about the future of Beacon. With just over 100 students, limited residential space, an aging restaurant or a dining facility, and at best, a skeleton of a campus. But look at us today. Over the past 10 years, the campus and the entire Beacon experience, they've been transformed. I bet the students and faculty back then, some 10 years ago, couldn't have imagined the Beacon of today. But more importantly, look at you now. During your time at Beacon, you've been transformed from doubters to believers. So what we really celebrate today, that is the courage to embrace a vision, to will that vision into reality despite the roadblocks that life throws our way. My hope is also that we've learned that Beacon's secret sauce is greater than any one of us alone. Indeed, our courage has its source in the entire Beacon community, including the faculty, the staff, learning specialists, administrators, parents, and families, all believing in you. I speak for all trustees and for all at Beacon in congratulating you on your accomplishment today and what it means to those that surround you. The world and society are in dire need of your involvement and leadership in bettering the larger community. In a very real sense, our future is in your hands. I leave you with some lines of encouragement from a work by John O'Donoghue. May you have the courage today to live the life that you would love, to postpone your dream no longer, but do at last what you came here for, and waste your heart on fear no more. Awaken your spirit to adventure, hold nothing back, learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be home in a new rhythm, or your soul senses the world that awaits you. Congratulations.
It is a long-standing tradition at the time of commencement to recognize graduates whose academic performance is particularly distinguished and worthy of the faculty's and college's special recognition. It is my privilege, therefore, to call upon Dr. Jamie Fleming, Dr. Rick Perrone, Dr. Brian Ogle, and Professor Russ Bellamy to announce and bestow the college's departmental honors for the class of 2012. Will Dr. Fleming approach the podium?
Good morning. I'm Dr. Jamie Fleming, the Department of Business and Technology. It is my privilege to announce Jade C. Ridley as a recipient of the Department's Award of the Class of 2022. Jade, if you please join me up here on stage. Jade is a great example of our students who, through the years at Beacon College, continue to mature and hone their skills through her hard work and diligence. According to Ms. Strazo, one of our professors, Jade approaches her work with a plan and effective use of critical thinking and never shies away from challenges. And like students who previously received this award, Jade has applied her skills she learned through being a teaching assistant. Please join me in congratulating Jade Ridley. Now this one I don't know fits over your hat, so if you don't want to put it on, I'll take your hat off, that's okay. You can just hold it. I'll leave it up to you. Good job. It is now my privilege to invite Dr. Perrone to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Fleming. I am Dr. Perrone. I'm the chair for the Department of Human Services and Psychology. It is my privilege to announce Jeremy Adam Glasser as the recipient of the department's award for class of 2022. The thing I remember most about Jeremy is that he always had a growth mindset, and he focused so much on the quality of his work. Jeremy is unable to attend today, but we will make sure he gets his award. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Ogle to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Brian Ogle, Chair of the Humanities Department. It is my privilege to announce Kristen Behrens as the recipient of the department's award for the class of 2022. So Kristen, if you would come up and join us, please. During her time at Beacon College, Kristen has risen to the academic challenge and consistently delivered high-quality work. Kristen was part of the inaugural team to visit Costa Rica with the anthrozoology program and has spent the past semester completing her capstone project at the Central Florida Zoo. Please join me in congratulating Kristen on her award. It is now my honor and privilege to invite Professor Bellamy up to the podium.
Hello, I am Professor Russ Bellamy, Chair of the Department of Studio Arts. It is my privilege to announce Anthony Manzano Lee as the recipient of the department's award for the class of 2022. Anthony has grown immensely as an artist since his arrival at Beacon. His persistence has allowed his technical abilities to grow, and his conceptual research into masculinity, online-based communication, conspiracy theories, and pop culture have resulted in a body of work that is visually and conceptually striking. He strives to both depict and evoke powerful human emotion through the use of color, symbolic imagery, and rich personal narratives. Congratulations, Anthony. Congratulations.
Thank you, Professors Fleming, Perrone, Ogle, and Bellamy. On behalf of the entire Beacon community, I offer heartfelt congratulations to each of the departmental award winners for the class of 2022. It is the privilege and custom in American higher education to recognize the academic leaders of each graduating class. The Salutatory Award, the second highest academic honor bestowed upon a senior, will be conferred upon two students today, Sydney Lee Culver and Annabelle Rose DeSmith. I didn't even have to ask them to rise and come forward. You see why they're getting the award.
Thank you, Dr. Chandler, for introducing us. Welcome, graduates, staff, and guests. Many of you graduating today are leaders on campus and have done a lot for your peers, underclassmen, and for the school. We've all learned a lot from these experiences and will help us in our future career and or grad school. At my 4 years at Beacon have changed me. When I came to Beacon, I was hyper-focused on academics, and after my first semester, I got a job on campus and became highly involved with the school. I was often told to have more of a balance between social life and work. I often thought I had a balance since all my friends were doing something else while I was working. But I had, I had to find time more for myself. Beacon has helped me grow both academically and socially. Each job has taught me something new about being professional, while my friends have taught me there's more to college than school and work. I have made friendships that will last well after college. Thank you to my parents for supporting me, my two best friends, Billy and Sam, for dealing with my academic and work obsession, and Annabelle for all the things that we have shared these last 2 years, and my professors for supporting me in my learning obsession, and all my bosses and supervisors that have helped me on campus. Without all of you, I would not have been as successful or have gained the skills that I have. I hope you all continue to grow and develop your skills to help become leaders in your career. I wish all my fellow graduates luck in their future careers and schooling. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Sydney. You're gonna make me cry. So I'm really grateful to be graduating today. Like many of you, I came from out of state for school, and I was really nervous about going somewhere new, and coming to college after having dropped out of high school my sophomore year was daunting. My social skills are behind, and I was also years behind in academics, but I did it, and I'm not stopping here. More than anyone else, I'd like to thank the professors here who have changed my life for the better. I was initially planning on naming every single one, but that would take far too long. The professors here go above and beyond to carry the mission of our school. With their help, I've secured a future that I honestly never thought I would have. I've met so many great and dedicated students as well, and in that have made a lot of really important friends. Some of them are graduating with me, some are packing to go home for the summer as we speak, and some are even out in the crowd. I always struggled with the whole friend thing, and I still do, but finding people here has reminded me that I'm not hopeless like I thought I was. So thanks to those of you who showed me that I was worth something by accepting me and loving me. You know who you are, and I love all of you very dearly. Thanks for sticking with me.
Congratulations one more time to Cindy Lee Culver and Annabelle Rose DeSmit. The Valedictorian Award serves as the highest academic honor bestowed upon a graduating senior. The valedictorian for the class of 2022 is Emily Elizabeth Mara. Congratulations, Emily. Well, Emily, please rise and come forward.
Hello, everybody. Oh, that was really loud. Wow, I need to thank Dr. Chandler, and I need to thank everybody here, but that's going to take a really long time. But welcome, faculty, staff, family, friends, and my fellow graduates. I am honored to be standing up here in front of you today. I can't believe this day has finally arrived. It's like just yesterday I was walking on campus for the first time. At one point or another, we were probably told that we would never walk across the stage and earn our degree today, myself included. But guess what, class of 2022? We did it! Woo! To my family who always cheered me on in the pursuit of the arts, thank you. I love you guys so much, and you've always encouraged me to follow my dreams. I would also love to give my deepest thanks to the professors in the art department, Russ Bellamy, Dustin Boyce, and Kim Waters. I can't thank you enough for pushing me and guiding me. I would not be the artist today without you. I am honored and proud to be the first studio arts valedictorian at Beacon College. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. When we first walked through Beacon's doors, we were probably unsure of what we would achieve and what we would pursue. During our time here, we were able to try new things, like join clubs, try different electives we would never thought about doing, find long-lasting friendships, and being a part of something. We have made a community here together, and that community is very strong and loving. Over the course of 4 years, we have grown into the people here today. I would also love to thank my own friends who are always there for me and cheered me on and always believed in me. You guys have made my life so much more exciting. Now that our time here is coming to an end, the learning never stops. It is time to face the world and forge our own paths and do what truly makes us happy. I hope you guys feel just as excited on this wonderful occasion as I do. And now we look into the future, we can all be proud of what we've accomplished. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily Elizabeth Mara. And again, congratulations to the valedictorian and the salutatorians for the class of 2022. Among the special privileges of an institution of higher learning at its commencement is the awarding of honorary degrees by the Board of Trustees. The recipient of such an honor exemplifies in his or her life and work the values and traditions held dear by the college. Certainly the two recipients of the Doctorate of Humane Letters are especially deserving of the degree we are about to bestow. It is my pleasure to call upon Mr. Darrell Owens, Beacon College's Director of Communication, to preside in the awarding of these degrees. It is my privilege to also call Jalika Kumar to the front of the stage to be joined by Board Chair Averbeck and President Haggerty.
Good morning. It's often assumed that accomplishment is achieved with age. Here at Beacon College, we believe in recognizing the next generation's ability to transform our world. We are privileged to honor you today, a young woman whose tremendous empathy and innovation on behalf of the community we serve deeply inspires us. Like many younger sisters, your best friend was your big brother. But yours was not the typical sibling relationship. From day one, you were both supporter and caregiver to Vikram. 7 years your senior, Vikram's autism had stolen his ability to speak. Your love for your brother was fierce, and if you were his caregiver, he was so much more to you. He was your inspiration. Your whole life, you wondered what lay behind his enigmatic silence. At age 27, Vikram spoke his very first words thanks to technology. A dam was broken, and he let the world know that all those years he harbored the soul of a poet. His unleashed eloquence, clear intelligence, and the joy technology brought him led you to realize the immense potential of our world wastes when we don't harness the abilities of neurodiversity. What tremendous benefits would we reap if our classrooms, workspaces, and society itself didn't underestimate those whose brains work differently? Your questions inspired you to found Mentra, the first platform that matches neurodiverse individuals with employers. With a mission to tap into the potential of every human being, regardless of gender, ethnicity, or cognitive ability, and a goal to get 100,000 neurodiverse individuals into the global workforce by 2025, Mentra is making its mark just 2 years after its founding. Most recently, the Biden administration named Mentra the most innovative solution to solve the disability divide, while Microsoft's AI for Accessibility team recognized it as the 2022 project focused on advancing employment for disabilities. To those of us at Beacon, you are a difference maker. The spark you've lit illuminates the potential for a bigger and brighter future, not just for the neurodiverse, but for all of us. As Vikram wrote in one of his poems, he will win the war, and love will conquer all. With you by his side, there is no doubt. Love, compassion, and empathy are your internal drivers, and we cannot wait to see what you do next as you strive to help the world embrace neurodiversity. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Beacon College, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Wow. I am honored to be sharing this morning with all of you and standing at the first accredited institution devoted entirely to educating individuals who are neurologically diverse. I'd like to extend my congratulations and a big round of applause to all of you. Yes, I am talking to every one of you graduating today who has walked in this bold path in your education. Meeting so many of you here today and learning about the challenges that you've overcome to be here. Whether that's the challenges as a neurodivergent, as a person of color, as a member of the LGBTQ community, as a person who's faced significant disability, as an immigrant to this country. You have persevered through the ups and the downs of life, and you have learned to advocate and stand up for who you are. Now, I also want to thank the incredible support system of parents, grandparents, faculty, allies, caretakers, and staff at Beacon for working tirelessly with hope to make this momentous milestone possible. I understand that your hearts must be beaming with pride. As Daryl said, my journey with neurodiversity began with my brother, Vikram, a non-speaking autistic individual who had no way of communicating with the world for the first 27 years of his life. As we grew up together, we loved each other dearly. And I started to notice that he was different. Most people couldn't relate to what he went through. You see, Vikram couldn't speak, and no matter how hard my parents and I tried to understand him, he threw tantrums in frustration for not being able to communicate, and what's worse, for being treated as unintelligent. Then, everything changed in 2019, when my brother was 27, the same number of years that Nelson Mandela spent in jail. His entire life transformed when he learned to type through a letterboard. With each word that he shared, we discovered just how smart he really was. We discovered his own gift of expression by writing Shakespearean-level poetry. It shattered every assumption that we had and opened the eyes of my entire family, including those all the way in India. Now, as his little sister, I watched his world blossoming, and I realized how this untapped potential goes overlooked in millions of neurodivergents across the globe. I learned that tapping into this potential not only brings an immense sense of independence and freedom, it makes the world a better place. And it gave me hope that one day Vikram could, and that he would, make his mark on the world. Now, this revelation completely changed my life path. 2 years ago, while I was still in college, I brought together a team of neurodivergents to build a company with one goal: to empower all neurodivergents to pursue fulfilling careers. Today, the company that we've built, Mentra, uncovers the unique cognitive advantages and matches neurodivergence with inclusive employers of the future. Now, before we look to the future, let's take a journey into the past. If I stood on this stage 40 years ago, well, there wouldn't be a stage, or this school, or the amazing resources that the Beacon College provides as such a progressive institution, well ahead of its time. If I stood before you all in 1982, sadly, I'd have to let you know that for most of your life, your value might have gone largely unrecognized because differences were often put under a rug and overlooked. And as we all know, trying to pretend that our differences don't exist or that they shouldn't exist often comes at a high cost towards our sense of self and society's well-being. But back to the present. Everyone in this room here today is the keeper of a valuable secret. What if I told you that each and every one of you is different for a reason? And with the right conditions, you all bring so much value to the world that the rest of society needs. Because differences in how our brains work allow us to come at things from completely new perspectives and with vastly different skill sets. And after all, you can't solve a problem with the same thinking that created them in the first place. When actualized, I believe these differences will allow us to solve humanitarian crises and accomplish way, way, way more than we could if everyone's brains worked the exact same way. My mission is to bring that secret out into the world, and it's already beginning. The word is getting out into the mainstream, and companies are listening. Of all industries, they're learning that diversity, including neurological diversity, is not just a nice to have, it is an essential core component of what will differentiate the businesses that thrive from the businesses that fail as we move into this millennium. And every day I see this shift beginning at Mentora as employers are realizing the unique value of different thinking. I see it when nonprofits look to hire neurodivergent canvassers for their ability to empathize and relate to humanitarian crises. I see it when governments look to hire neurodivergents into cybersecurity roles and engineering roles for pattern recognition and unique problem-solving ability. I see it when coffee shops across the country look to hire neurodivergents for their process-oriented thinking, ability to relate to others, and boost team morale. I see it when tech companies look to hire neurodivergents into design and user experience roles for their spatial thinking and creativity, as we saw in that awesome graduation cap. I see the future every day right before my eyes, and I am so very grateful to be a part of sharing just how multifaceted and broad-reaching your exceptional talents are. Because when you speak, people should listen. People will listen. Every one of you has a challenge that you have lived through and you have overcome in your life. When you share that story with the world and you put that passion into everything that you do, when you bring your authentic self and your genuine self to work, when you don't try to fit in, you stand out, you are going to be able to change the world. And the ripple effect that will have on your kids and your kids' kids and the future generations is enormous. You'll be telling them about how this class right in front of me and the neurodivergent adults of our generation stood at the forefront of a lasting, monumental shift in the way that our workforce is structured. It's a technological revolution happening right under our feet, and the jobs of the future are already so very different than the jobs of our parents. Today's employment landscape is completely transformed. Remote and flexible work, once seen as unimaginable, is now widespread. Everything is fresh and new and ripe for disruption. It is the perfect opportunity for all of us to rebuild the workforce from the ground up. And what's different? This time, we're going to be focused on inclusion. This isn't the Industrial Revolution. This is the inclusion revolution. Are you ready for it? Now, to conclude, some words from my brother, who calls himself the silent poet Vic. Staring into blue skies of soundless thoughts, days and nights colluding in voiceless expression, awaiting sunny season of warmth and a world that accepts, hankering for worldly embrace of inclusion. Class of 2022, are you ready to be the catalyst for this new world of inclusion? And remember, in the wise words of Steve Jobs, because the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Kumar. What a magnificent visionary journey you have begun. It is now my distinct honor to call Dr. Hackie Reitman to the front of the stage to be joined by Board Chair Averbeck and President Haggerty.
Mahatma Gandhi once said, The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Today, it is our exceptional honor to celebrate your lifelong service to the neurodiverse community. Yours is a life extraordinarily well lived, but it was truly in service that you've left an indelible mark on our world. It's not often that an accomplished practicing orthopedic surgeon discovers he has a second calling, but fatherhood will do that. You watched your young daughter, Rebecca, struggle with epilepsy, brain tumors, and surgeries, and you were inspired by her determination to rise above her challenges and achieve against all odds. If it's unusual for a surgeon to change vocations, perhaps it's even more so for a boxer to use his right hook to raise funds. But that's exactly what you did, donating the purses from every professional heavyweight match to children's charities. When Rebecca earned a degree from Georgia Tech, you wrote, produced, and directed a film to illuminate the challenges people with learning differences face as they struggle to succeed in the one-size-fits-all educational system. When she was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, you were dismayed at how little your medical training had prepared you to help her. So you dug in. Years of research culminated in your first book, Aspertools, the practical guide for understanding and embracing Asperger's, autism spectrum disorders, and neurodiversity. Co-written with your daughter, it's the first book to offer tools and resources to help mainstream audiences understand those whose brains work differently. You realized how connected the conditions under the neurodiverse umbrella really are, and how unnecessarily disparate the communities serving them. So you created Different Brains, a nonprofit organization advocating for inclusion, acceptance and awareness of neurodiversity, and offering resources in an inclusive community for everyone with a neurological disorder, regardless of diagnosis. There you mentor neurodivergent interns over the age of 18, giving them the opportunity to develop social and job skills, as well as tools to maximize their potential. Surgeon, boxer, author, filmmaker, CEO, mentor. You've won many professional mantles, but it's that of advocate of which you are surely most proud. You were Rebecca's most faithful champion and supporter, and that made you an advocate of the neurodiverse community. Your dedication to the support of Aspies, your name for anyone whose brain is different, inspires us all. We are in awe of your work for the community we serve, and it's our distinct privilege to honor you. Therefore, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Beacon College, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, President Haggerty, Dan, head of the board, Darrell for that terrific introduction, and thank all of you, the graduates here at Beacon College, for allowing me to be part of this day. Let's give the graduates all a big hand. And I'm guessing that you guys, like me, you've never done anything worthwhile without a little bit of help from somebody. And so I want to give a hand to all the families and friends and teachers and staff and everybody who helps us out, our mentors. You know, I prepared a speech, and meeting some of you and learning more about Beacon while I'm here, even though I'm so privileged to have gotten to know George for a while, I decided to change it a little bit. You know, I was a bit different growing up. My folks had a gas station in Jersey City, and I got expelled in the first grade. And then I got expelled in the 10th grade. But ever since I was a little kid, because I worked at the gas station, I used to gas up Dr. Aronoff's car, and I wanted to be like him. He'd walk in with that black bag, and he'd make me feel better. I said, I got to be like him. I started writing away to the AMA. Hey, I want to be a doctor. I don't want to go to high school and everything. What's the story here? And he said, well, there's these 6-year medical programs, and my high school advisor told me, don't even apply. And you're going to find in your endeavors well-intentioned people. People who want to see you succeed. They're going to discourage you from going for your dreams. No, you can't do that. See, you're not this, you're not that. Well, I was very lucky. And for me, boxing has been a metaphor for life for me. Why? Well, back in my first year of medical school, I was jealous of my friends, my best friends from Jersey City. They're making All-American, they were on TV playing football. I didn't like football. You had to take orders, you had to stay in line, you had to do what everybody said. I didn't like that. And I was whining to them, and like good friends will, they gave me some advice. They said, why don't you go fight? You know how to box. So I entered the Golden Gloves, first year medical school, and I was fortunate to win the whole thing. I got offered a pro signing bonus for $100,000 if I quit medicine, which I wouldn't do because I wanted to be a doctor, okay? And what I'm telling you is, don't let anyone discourage you. Don't let people discourage you from going after it, okay? Now, you got to use the tools you have, and you got to recognize your strengths. Don't focus so much on the weaknesses. For instance, in boxing, all I had was a good right hand. If I hit you with a right hand, I'll knock you out. The rest of me was extremely mediocre. Plus, when I went back to the pros because I wanted to do something to help children's charities, and this is another long story you can read on our website at differentbrains.org if you want, but I went in there for very special reasons. So I was 38 years old when you're not supposed to fight after 35. And I fought up until I was 52. And my manager and trainer, Tommy Torino, used to tell me what I'm going to tell you guys. What I just said. Focus on your strengths. Don't make it complicated. I met some of you guys. We're all different. Some of you are a whole lot smarter than me, but that's nothing to be proud of. What you do with it is to be proud of. So he said to me, you are making this so complicated. All you can do is use your best tools. Move forward throwing punches. Don't give up. Don't quit. And eventually, the other guy falls down. Eventually, you win. Now, you guys have done all the training to get in the ring for your big fight. You went to Beacon College, you paid your dues, you got a great education, you're surrounded by good people on all sides. So go for it, all right? Now, I'll give you an example of using your tools. As part of our nonprofit organization, Different Brains, our neurodivergent interns and I get to interview some really interesting people, many of whom have different brains, like Temple Grandin and so many others. But I want to tell you now about Professor Matthew Schneps, who is one of the world's greatest astrophysicists at MIT and Harvard. And I'm interviewing him, and I think I give a good introduction, like, Darryl just gave me. And he says, hey, I got to correct you. You said that I'm able to do all these things despite my dyslexia, and I'm here to tell you I can do them precisely because of my dyslexia. He said, now ask me any math problem. I said, come on, you're an astrophysicist, you know numbers. Ask me anything. I said, all right, how much is 7 times 6? He said, I have no idea. I can't do it, but I have a calculator. A tool. I'm not making this up. And he said, when he got out of high school, none of the colleges would talk to him. Hey, you can't read, can't do numbers, except MIT, because he knew all about the stars. He went for it. He went for what his dream was, okay? Don't let anyone deter you from going for it. But you have to decide what that is. One of my mentors, who's done so much for me for 40 years, Bernie Carsonell, is sitting here with me, and he always makes me answer to this day, and I'm 72 years old. What are you trying to accomplish? It's a tough question, but an important. You just graduated from Beacon College. Great school, great stuff. Now, what are you going to accomplish? Another quote I like, which kind of forces us all to figure out what we really want to do, is the sailor without a destination cannot possibly hope for a favorable wind. You got to decide where you're going. There's plenty of people right in this room who will help you get there. And you can email me at differentbrains.org and I'll try to help you. There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of mentors out there, right? And don't buy society's big lie that you can only do one thing at a time. There's 24 hours in a day, and how you want to use them is entirely up to you. Nothing can stop you, but you got to do it. Now, I will close by confessing to you what I confessed to this great man one day. I had occasion when I was 21 years old. I had won Golden Gloves, and I got to hang out with and meet the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. This goes way back, so those of us with gray hair know who I'm talking about. Joe Louis, considered the greatest of all time, greatest heavyweight champion, great man. And I'm talking to him, and I'm 21 years old. I had just won the Golden Gloves, and I said, Champ, I got a confession to make. He said, what, Doc? I said, every time I get in the ring, every time I have a fight, I get so scared, I get anxious, I get nervous. I try to chicken out of the fight. I get sometimes sick the day before. And this great man puts his arm around me and says to me what I'm going to say to you. Doc, we all take fear into the ring with us. It's what you do with it that makes you a champion. So I'm telling you, when you get those butterflies, you get nervous, hey, do what you got to do. You guys have done all the training. You're ready for this. You're ready to go out and get a great career, great relationships, great family. And you're surrounded by good people. So I want to thank everybody for allowing me to be here at Beacon College. It's been an honor and a privilege for everything, and I admire everything that's going on at Beacon College, and I hope you guys will stay in touch with Beacon College and pass it on. Thank you very much.
Thank you for gracing us with such a powerful message and example, and congratulations. We now prepare to affirm and celebrate in a very public way the achievements of our most recent alumni, Beacon College's class of 2022. Members of the class of 2022 of Beacon College, by virtue of your academic accomplishment and upon vote of your faculty and the Board of Trustees, you have been awarded your undergraduate degree from a proud and collegiate community. To all gathered here, it is now my privilege to present the class of 2022 of Beacon College. Will the candidates for the degree of Associate of Science and Associate of Arts please rise? President Haggerty, on behalf of the faculty of Beacon College, I take great pleasure in presenting to you the candidates for the degrees of Associate of Science and Associate of Arts, each of whom has fulfilled all academic requirements for the degrees.
To me, by the Board of Trustees, I do hereby bestow upon you the degrees of Associate of Science and Associate of Arts with all honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Will the Associate of Science and an Associate of Arts graduates now follow Registrar Carrie Santaw to the platform?
Our first group of graduates are those earning the Associate of Science degree. Business Management, summa cum laude, Andrew John Newberger. Computer Information Systems, Alexander J. Brewer. Computer Information Systems, Alexander F. Cipriani. Computer Information Systems, cum laude, Victoria Celine Vogelsong. Computer Information Systems, cum laude, William Avis Castanova. Computer Information Systems, magna cum laude, Ayana Sean Marie Riley. Our next group of graduates are those earning the Associate of Arts degree. Summa cum laude, Humanities, Ruth E. Masters. Human Services, Katie L. Hansen. Human Services, Philip Mark Smyevsky. Human Services, Parker Alexander Garvey. Human Services, summa cum laude, Charles Allen Schwenker.
Congratulations to the Associate of Arts and Associate of Science degree recipients of Beacon College's class of 2022. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts please rise? President Haggerty, on behalf of the faculty of Beacon College, I take great pleasure in presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, each of whom has fulfilled all academic requirements for these degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts, with all honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Will the Bachelor of Arts graduates now follow Registrar Carrie Santaw to the platform?
Humanities, summa cum laude, Seth M. Budrick. Human Services, cum laude, Jack Cameron Jones. Human Services, cum laude, Lauren Beth Mercado. Humanities, magna cum laude, Irene Fuchs-Schuber. Human Services, cum laude, Daniel Isaac Meyer. Studio Arts, summa cum laude, Emily Elizabeth Mara. Psychology, magna cum laude, Alexander Joseph Kabilka. Psychology, Salvador V. Campisi III. Human Services, summa cum laude, William P. Chase. Psychology, magna cum laude, Samuel Joseph Shusko. Humanities, cum laude, Matthew Sims. Human Services, cum laude, Marcus Bryant. Human Services, cum laude, Kelton Emmanuel Doby. Psychology, William McGlynn. Psychology, Rashad A. Neal. Psychology, summa cum laude, Alana Ayente Nakia Samuel. Human Services, summa cum laude, Catherine M. Kendall. Studio Arts, Anthony Manzano Lee. Human Services, Hannah Wagner. Human Services, magna cum laude, Rosalind M. Downey. Human Services, cum laude, Lexi M. Fuchs.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science please rise? President Haggerty, on behalf of the faculty of Beacon College, I take great pleasure in presenting to you the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, each of whom has fulfilled all academic requirements for these degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science with all honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Will the Bachelor of Science graduates now follow Registrar Carrie Santaw to the platform?
Anthrozoology, summa cum laude, Jessica Maria Allen. Computer Information Systems, magna cum laude, John Matthews Harney IV. Computer Information Systems, Elijah L. Council. Computer Information Systems, cum laude, Grace Minhee Matthews. Anthrozoology, summa cum laude, Sydney Lee Culver. Anthrozoology, summa cum laude, Annabelle Rose de Smet. Anthrozoology, summa cum laude, Diana A. Young. Anthrozoology, summa cum laude, Kristen A. Behrens. Computer Information Systems, magna cum laude, Landon Lin. Computer Information Systems, Samuel C. Dyer. Anthrozoology, Henry Santana. Business Management, Nicholas D. Stedman. Computer Information Systems, summa cum laude, Roman Jeremiah Hampton. Computer Information Systems, magna cum laude, and the diploma will be presented by his father, Mr. Darrell Owens. His name is Brian Owens. Computer Information Systems, cum laude, Benjamin Carlton Gibbs. Computer Information Systems, Sumner Benway. Business Management, magna cum laude, Alan Lamar Griffin. Business Management, Clay Kester. Business Management, Micah V. Marone. Business Management, Jacob A. Sparaglia. Business Management, Brendan A. Rowe. Business Management, magna cum laude, Granville J. Foster. Business Management, cum laude, Mark Avery Lemaire. Anthrozoology, Christopher Carter. Anthrozoology, magna cum laude, Chadwick Peterson. Computer Information Systems, Ryan Clifford Lee. Business Management, magna cum laude, Noah Hinson. Computer Information Systems, Julius Linwood Harold III. Computer Information Systems, summa cum laude, George V. Amos III. Computer Information Systems, Jonathan Silvestrucci. Computer Information Systems, summa cum laude, Jade C. Ridley. Computer Information Systems, Nathaniel J. Roberts. Computer Information Systems, Stefan Denard Ray. Computer Information Systems, cum laude, Ashwin Jawaharlal. Computer Information Systems, Brian Anthony Collins. Business Management, summa cum laude, Timothy J. Mason, Jr. Business Management, summa cum laude, Lucas Rollinger. Computer Information Systems, cum laude, Shane Alexander Bottomley. Computer Information Systems, summa cum laude, Connor M. Ezel. We would like to now recognize graduates who have planned to be here today, but unfortunately are not able to be. And these are they. There are 5 Bachelor of Science graduates. Alexander Abraham Dangle, he graduated cum laude in Business Management. Naeem Mostahsin, Anthropology, cum laude. Cameron Powers in Computer Information Systems. Ryan Stouffer, summa cum laude, Computer Information Systems. And lastly, Richard Charles Wilkins, magna cum laude in Business Management. Congratulations to these, to all you here, and to the class of 2022.
Even though Dave Brown just said it, congratulations, everyone. So Beacon graduates, you are now part of a new and larger community of loyal alumni whose lives have been shaped and transformed by the Beacon experience. In May of 2014, Heather Daly shared the same excitement and pride that you are experiencing today, her graduation day. Heather returned to Beacon and serves as the college's Assistant Director of Admissions. It is now my pleasure to call upon her to formally welcome you to your new place among the Beacon's proud alumni.
Good morning, graduates, family, faculty, and staff. A few years ago, you embarked on a journey with us that would help define the path of your life. You entrust us with your future and vision, and we couldn't be prouder to have this opportunity to celebrate your accomplishments with you. Today, you start your next journey with us, and as a fellow graduate, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you to the Alumni Association. You'll take with you your unique experiences friendships you forged here. And it's my hope that you will join us as active and proud alumni to share those experiences with future generations. So fellow alumni, congratulations and welcome. Crossing the stage with confidence, know you will forever be a Beacon navigator. And when you do finally depart today, I ask one thing, that you take the Beacon flame with you and continue to guide the path for those behind you. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather, and welcome to our newest alumni. It is now my privilege to introduce the third president of Beacon College, Dr. George Haggerty, to offer concluding remarks.
Parents and graduates, I know what you're saying. I hope he's short. So I will be. I would first like to say that, and I told Dr. Reitman this before the ceremony, it's the 22nd or 23rd year that I've served at a commencement like this. And when you do, you feel great affection for your students. You feel, in this case, love for your students. And you usually try to be so solemn. But it's been my practice since I've been president here to kind of lose it for a little while, my emotions. And today I managed to do it 3 times. And I won't tell you who it was who spoke, except to say that I want to thank Dr. Kumar and Dr. Reitman for being with us. Their presence, you can tell that their values are our values. You can tell that their message is our message. And so I just want to say we're so proud, and they are members of the class of 2022. And so I would like to thank them for all that they have done, not only for their life, but the message that their life sends. So thank you. Now to the graduates, the class of 2022. Look how magnificent you are. Right? Beautiful, how talented, how persevering, how resourceful, and how close you are to each other. We celebrate and take justifiable pride in all that you've accomplished. You see, you are Beacon's most enduring legacy. What you do, Beacon does. Dear graduates, your journey was celebrated at a time when others were here to help you. This campus and in the surrounding community. It's always wonderful to say thank you. It costs us nothing, except it makes those who have served us feel like they've done a good job. So I'd like to ask the faculty and staff that have served you over these 4 years, some of you 2 years, please stand to be recognized by the graduates. My My grandfather went to the 8th grade, and he was denied the high school education, very bright, denied the high school education that he so much wanted and deserved because he was the second oldest of 14 children. I don't see families that size anymore, but, and here's a person who never had the opportunity to get a high school degree, to get a college diploma, although he was very, very bright. He was a very loving person, and he had ambitions for us. And he always used to say, George, education is the lamp to light the future. Remember that. Education is a lamp to light the future. And he made sure, although he passed away before I graduated from college, he made sure he was at every single academic event that I was at, just to reinforce how important it was, not only for me, but for him, that he would see his grandson do well. We've all done well. But there's also a group, like I said, we should always be grateful, and I know that they've been applauded once, but I'd like to ask the parents and the grandparents and other loved ones to please stand to allow the class of 2022 to thank you. Remember, we can never say to our family, thank you, or I love you. Those are very important pieces. I'd like to digress for just 1 second and take a moment of personal thanks, and thanks from my family. As you probably know, my wife, Oksana, grew up in Ukraine. We lived in Ukraine before we came to Beacon. And the war, an unnecessary war, the violent war, took that land. And we had the incredible good fortune to have 2 nieces and a nephew get out and go to Romania, although they didn't have American visas. And we really had no plan B. I have to thank the Board of Trustees who told me to stay there. I was going to come back after a week. Told me to stay there, see it through. And Oksana, and we made it. But we knew that we were not alone. We were not alone. Our journey was traveled with all of you. We saw the notes. We saw all the expressions. And that's what a community is and what a community does. And so let me ask Ulya and Sonia to please stand so that you can see that they are here, and we're very, very proud of them. Dear graduates, you have been here at a time of new horizons. You've been pioneers and trailblazers and innovators. And these are times where Beacon has changed. And Beacon has changed, I believe, much for the better. You've seen new programs, you've seen new facilities, you don't have to eat in the chopping block anymore, and and I want to talk to you about something that's really important in your life, and I think that both Dr. Kumar and Dr. Reitman mentioned some of this, but I call it the courage of responsibility. We were absolutely hit during most of your sophomore year, beginning of sophomore year, junior year, and now senior year, by the curse of COVID and its many variants still with us. We started this document called the Responsible Community Initiative, where we tried to take the best of what the CDC was saying and colleges and university associations were doing, and we gave it even a new twist, because the one thing that we knew was that our students, in a high-tech world, our students need high touch. And so we made the decision, which many institutions did not, bring you back to campus in 2020 in August. All of us were frightened. All of us were frightened. And the Board of Trustees supported that decision. In the first year, we had one case, RCI, we had one case, Responsible Community Initiative. But that is a document. Those are just words. It's what you did. The courage of responsibility. You didn't like all the things we had, particularly the Beacon Bubble, but you did it. And this college thanks you for making it easier on us in a very unsettling time, in a time in the world that probably has been more profoundly damaging than in 3 generations. In all of this, I hope that you believe as I do. Why would I want to be anywhere else? Why would I want to be anywhere else? And in closing, one final thought. I urge you to heed the call of Henry David Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life that you have imagined. Dear graduates, dear members of the class of 2022, live that life well and live that life abundantly. And, in the words of Bob Dylan, may you stay forever young. Thank you.
It has been my honor to preside over this celebration, the 32nd commencement of Beacon College. I ask the audience to please rise in honor of our graduates as those in regalia recess out of the venue. I also ask that you remain at your seats until the last graduate has departed from the ceremony. Then there will be ample time for celebrating. I now call the 32nd commencement exercises at Beacon College to a close. And Dr. Fleming, would you please do us the honor?